All right, we're doing review for 2.5. 2.5 review. First one we're going to start off with is a zinger. Number 16. 3p minus 2 is greater than or equal to 4, or 7p is greater than negative 28. All right, so first of all, because it's an or, what do we know when we're going to graph it? What do we know about our graph? What is our graph going to look like? Nice. It's going to go two different ways. All right, so we're going to take this first one, 3p minus 2 is greater than or equal to 4. We're going to answer this one first. So 3p minus 2 is greater than or equal to 4. Cody, what would be my first step for this problem? 3p. Okay, sounds good. Bree, what's my first step for this problem? Add 2 to both sides. Perfecto. Add 2 to both sides. I get 3p is greater than or equal to 6. Okay. Zach, what's my next step for this problem? Okay, divide both sides by, not by 3p, but just by 3, because we're trying to isolate the p. So we got p is greater than or equal to 2. All right, so there's one of ours. There's one of them. P is greater than or equal to 2. But since this was a compound inequality, we still have 7p is greater than negative 28. So 7p is greater than negative 28. Canyon, what's my first step here? Divide both sides by 7. We get p is greater than negative 4. Okay. However, this is, so if we graph these, though, we only get one direction, actually. So look at this. This is an interesting example to graph. So if we have if we go to p is greater than 2, p is greater than 2, I go to my 2, greater than or equal to. So I go to my 2 and I make a circle and I fill it in, and p is greater than. So it goes this way. And then I have p is greater than negative 4. P is greater than negative 4. I go to my negative 4. It's also this way. So I actually have, so my answer really is p is greater than negative 4, because that includes everything greater than 2. So there you go. Good question. Okay, what's another question? All right. right, so that was number 16 from practice A. Now we're going to do number 10 in the book. Number 10 from extra practice on page 52. You have -8 is less than or equal to 1/3 times 6x plus 24 is less than or equal to 12. That's a mouthful. Okay. Bree, what is my first step when solving this problem? Distributive property. So I'm going to distribute this 1/3 through the problem. So I get -8 is less than or equal to, and then 1/3 times 6. That would be 1/3 times 6x equals 6x over 3, which equals 2x. So I have 2x plus 1/3 times 24 equals 24 over 3, which is 8. Plus 8 is less than or equal to 12. Oops, I want to change that into box so I can. Less than or equal to 12. What I'm going to do now is I have two different problems. I have -8 is less than or equal to 2x plus 8. And I have 2x plus 8 is less than or equal to 12. So I'm going to split those up. So I have -8 is less than or equal to 2x plus 8. And I have over here 2x plus 8 is less than or equal to 12. So I have two separate problems. Does that make sense? Because I have two inequalities there, right? It's a compound inequality, so I have two separate inequalities. Thanks for the nonverbal, the head nods. Seriously helped me out. Oh, shoot, what just happened? Okay. So starting on the green problem over here, -8 is less than or equal to 2x plus 8. Cody, what would be my first step on this green problem? Totally, and we'll take it, we'll subtract it from this side because we want to get the x independent. So we now have -16 is less than or equal to 2x. Perfect. So what I did is this side is a plus 8. So I subtracted it so that I got 0. So if I subtract it on this side, I have to subtract it on this side. I have to do the exact same thing on both sides. So now I'm at -16 is less than or equal to 2x. What's my next step, Zach? Caught you. Nice. Sorry, caught you mid-bagel. Divide both sides by 2. Perfect. And I'm left with x is less than or equal to -8. I'm sorry, x is greater than or equal to -8. -8 is less than or equal to x. All right, Canyon, moving over to the next one, the red one. 2x plus 8 is less than or equal to 12. what do I do? -8 on both sides. 2x is less than or equal to 4. Next step, Bree. Divide by 2. What color? Let's do blue. So I get x is less than or equal to 2. So how do we graph these? I'm gonna tell me if you need it scrolled back up to get the work. I could do that. I could do the graph right here. 2. So x is greater than -8. So I go to -8. X is greater than or equal to. So it goes that way. Cool, thank you. And then I have the x is less than or equal to 2. And my 2 right here. I fill that in and I go this way. So there it is. There's my graph. My guess is the hardest part with this one was the initial distribution of the fraction. But the two cruxes to this problem was the initial distributing the 1/3 through the fraction through the parentheses, and then making sure that you split it into two equations. I'm sorry, two inequalities. Okay. What can I do now? What number? For some reason, I really want a bagel right now. $14 on the worksheet. What? Okay. $14 on 2.5 practice A worksheet reads, a bike shop rents bikes with heights ranging from 18 inches to 26 inches. So 18 to 26 inches. The shop says the height of a bike should be about 0.6 times the length. 0.6 times the cyclist's leg length. Yeah, Cody. So it's not in the book. If you go to the module, so if you go to the module, you have the bookwork that you have to do, and then right here you have the practice sheet. So if I click on the practice sheet, I'll get a download right here. And if I click on that download, I get this sheet right here, 2.5 practice A. You don't need to be sorry. It's just right there. No need to be sorry. Actually, I would way rather have questions than have people lost. Okay, so, but on that note, just for the record, you don't have to do the evens, you have to do the odds. So, all right, write and solve a compound inequality that represents the leg lengths of cyclists the shop does not provide bikes for. So, it does not provide bikes for anything less than 0.6x is less than 18. It doesn't provide bikes for them. And 0.6x is greater than 26. So the bike shop does not provide bikes for those two people. And you need to solve that equation. So we would divide by 0.6, divide by 0.6, and you get x is less than 30. And then you would divide by 0.6, divide by 0.6, 43. X is greater than 43. The leg length. So they don't rent to anybody with legs shorter than 30 or greater than 43 inches. That seems like a pretty... Seems like pretty wide, pretty narrow. Not going to be renting a lot of bikes. I don't know how many people have legs smaller than 30 that aren't less than 5 feet 8 inches. All right, next question. Next question. Oh, you don't even have to do number 14 because 14 is an even one. So there's no, yeah, you just had to do the odd ones. Do you want me to do, so there is an odd word problem in here. Do you want me to do that one? So this one you're going to want to write down. You're purchasing a new refrigerator. To fit in the space, the width of the refrigerator cannot be more than 42 inches. So x is less than or equal to 42 inches. To meet your storage requirements, the width of the refrigerator must be at least 36 inches. So x has to be greater than or equal to 36 inches. Write a compound inequality that represents this range. So there's your two equations. X is less than or equal to 42 and greater than or equal to 36. So let's say I put the x in the middle. So x is greater than or equal to 36, but it's less than or equal to 42. There's your compound inequality for number 7 for your refrigerator.